and a doctor at the same time. So that was kind of, that, as well as I got into network marketing. So when I first moved to Atlanta, I think I mentioned earlier, I got into network marketing, and I did okay in those business ventures, but...
What's network marketing?
So network marketing is that thing where I don't know if you guys have ever...
Is that like the people that sell like the knives?
They'll call it like the pyramid. You guys might...
Oh, the pyramid scheme.
Yeah, but so that's like those people that used to sell knives, right? Like the...
No, like no, like Amway and stuff like that. Like where
Amway,
you buy stuff. That's
all that stuff.
That's
true.
Oh, so that makes... Okay.
Those things are not 100% bad, but as I got older, into them, I actually realized that they're basically like another job.
Yeah, they are, because you're working for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, essentially you're working for somebody else. But when you first moved to Atlanta, though, did you? So you started your company in 2012, right? When did you move to Atlanta?
I moved to Atlanta in 2008.
Oh, in 2008.
When I started my real estate company in 2012, but prior to my real estate company, I already had businesses that I had mentioned earlier. So I was doing photography, and I was also doing consulting as well.
So
I did that for about 2 years, maybe 2 years as far as a business, but my photography really started in 2009. And I did that up until the point where I knew that I was going to get serious about real estate, which was 2012, 2013. And I totally stopped that. Prior to me getting into real estate, if somebody asks you, who is Victor, maybe they'll probably say, oh,
he's
he
a
does photography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you, so once you decided that you wanted to get into real estate, before you started your own company, did you ever work with any other companies to gain the experience that you've gained?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't work with a real estate company, no. What I did do, though, was when I graduated from West Georgia, I actually had 2 job offers. I had an offer from a company called Northwestern Mutual.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like a financial company that also does like retirement planning and insurance and that kind of thing. And I also had an offer from a company called New York Life, which pretty much does the same thing. And the funny thing is, I actually did the interview for Northwestern Mutual. I also basically did an interview with New York Life, but I already knew I was going to do New York Life because I like the fact that, first of all, the guy that was recruiting me is a very, very successful Nigerian guy here in Atlanta. And number 2, I wanted to learn how a company that works with people and their money and their finances, how do they really, really operate? What do they do? Because they've been around for over 100 years. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive for a financial institution or company that's not like a bank or anything to be around for that long. So they must be doing something right because they've survived all the financial situations like the Great Depression, the stuff that happened in the 1980s, and then the whole dot-com bubble, the stock market crash, the housing crisis. So they survived all of that. And basically I was like, okay, well, I'm going to give this a shot. And, it was a cool thing, because I got to learn about retirement. I got to learn about insurance, the different aspects of insurance and how you can actually use that to create wealth. And so it was just something else that I added to my repertoire as far as my knowledge base of what I can actually add value to my investor clients. Because basically, I'm not just someone who knows about real estate, but I know a lot of other things that would be of value to anyone who wants to actually create financial freedom. I only worked with that company for 6 months after I graduated high school because they were trying to tell me to shut down my real estate stuff.
Oh, on the side.
Yeah, this was right after high school.
So I was like, I'm not about to do that.
They were trying to stop your Nigerian hustle. They didn't know.
Yeah. So I just it was good, but I didn't really 100% enjoy it either because I didn't enjoy that drive to the office and dealing with that traffic all the time, and then getting into the office, and I just felt like everybody was like, hey, good morning. Like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. And,
So
I just
are you saying
so
are you saying right now, like, so your current situation, sorry to cut you off too, but like your current situation, like, are you in an office right now, or do you go about to different places?
Yeah, so we have like a mobile office. I mean, for what I do, I don't really need to invest into the office as of yet.
Okay.
It would just be an extra overhead expense if I did that. Mm-hmm. So, like, one of the things that I did starting my company was basically being a company with low overhead. So that's helped me out a lot.
Yeah. So let's get into like something. Let me ask you something juicy. You don't have to say the exact number, but what's the biggest deal you've closed?
The biggest deal I closed was actually last year, and we made about $70,000 on it.
Okay.
When you say on it, you mean a property, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good.
So basically, what I'm hearing is that you're sort of a real estate consultant. You find clients, or clients find you, and you place them in the financial sort of area where they fit into, and then you give them what they can, what they bring with their money, basically. So you're basically a consultant of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we call ourselves advisors, I guess.
Advisors, yes.
Advisors,
sure,
same
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
so you make your money based off of commission.
Yeah, so you make commission then.
Commission. So, so the way you get... No? So the way you
not
get...
necessarily.
Okay.
No. So I'm not an agent, so I don't get paid off of commission. So we actually...
You provide
get
a
paid
service
in a lot of different ways. First of all, to be an investor with us, there's an upfront fee that we charge. Mm-hmm. Not only that, we also make money when we find the deals and we sell them off to the investors. So we actually buy the properties, and we'll turn around and resell them off to the real estate investors who are investing with us.
And then we
make money that way.
Got it.
And we'll also make money on the projects as well as, when we resell the project. So there's a lot of different ways as far as from a profit standpoint that we make our money, but it's not really like commission based.
It's not, right. So you provide a service, and the different services that your company provides is how you get paid.
That's correct.
Okay, perfect.
So do you have any employees?
That was my next question.
Yeah, so I do. My first company, ATLCO, we have a few people that's working with us on the inside, but mainly I don't really focus on hiring too much right now with that company because there's no need.
Yeah.
My newest company, though, that I just launched a few days ago, OfferVest.com, I currently have 2 employees with that. Just to talk a little bit about that, basically, it's a home buying company and home buying platform for people who are in the Atlanta area or California area, specifically Los Angeles, that want to sell their property and basically looking to forego the traditional methods of doing so. So pretty much if you're looking for a quick sale, we can typically close in 2 weeks or less, cash, buy it as is, pay the closing costs. Pretty much that's the new company. That's really where my energy has been spent for the most part this year. I've spent most of my time building that, and I'm actually hiring for that company. I'm looking for lead managers, acquisition associates, and consultants. So pretty much there's 3 different positions I'm hiring for that. But right now, as it stands, I have 2 employees for that company.
Okay, so listeners, Victor is hiring. So if you're looking for a job, hit us up. Just give us a portion of your first salary. So I had a question. So you have this amazing experience. You're doing really well with your businesses. What advice would you give other young people that want to kind of follow this path of entrepreneurship and starting their own business?
Well, the first thing I would say is you want to know why it is that you're doing what it is you're doing. because the world of entrepreneurship is not just glitter and gold. It's not really for someone who cannot commit to something. So if you come in and you're like, like I kind of want to do it, but I'm not sure, it's not really for you. But you have to really come into it with a conviction, knowing that, okay, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to give it my best shot. Because the truth is, it's not going to be perfect every day. And you might even fail.
Yeah.
You might have ups, you might have downs.
For
and you should come into it expecting that. Don't come into it expecting that everything is going to come together right from the beginning. There is no such thing as a get rich quick. There is no such thing as, just coming into something and all of a sudden you are an instant millionaire.
Yeah.
But there is a such thing as you put it in the work, you grind it in. They say the average business fails within the first 3 to 5 years. So I thank God that, I've been in business longer than that, but really have that expectation that, you're going to put in, up to 5 years into something, if you're really passionate about it. So it's not a short-term thing, basically. You have to have a long-term vision for whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. The second advice that I would give is look for a mentor. Look for someone who is either where you want to be in whatever industry that you're interested in, or, and really look for someone who's actually doing it, right? Because the thing is, it's easy to talk about it, real estate investing, or it's easy to talk about, anything. But if you're not actually doing it, or actually making money doing it, then, like if I was first starting again, like one of the things that I would say that helped me was I worked with people that were actually doing it, not people who were talking about doing it. So that helped me out immensely. So those would be really the main two advices that I would give. And then also have values, have things that you stand by, regardless of whatever the situation is. Because when you have values as a person, as a business person especially, because you're going to come across situations that test your character, your integrity, and how you handle those situations will determine how far you go in business and really how far you go in life.
Yeah.
That's very true.
So those would really be my like, as far as, anybody who wants to get into entrepreneurship. Other little minutiae or other little things, make sure you secure your domain name. If you got a business idea, make sure you go online and make sure nobody else is already using it. Make sure that if you can afford it, even trademark whatever it is that you have in mind. Get it copyrighted. Little things like that. Register it, most importantly. So if you have an idea, you want to make it legit and an actual business, before you go around telling people the name and all this and that, register it.
Yeah.
Make it
You've got to be smart about it. You really have to be smart, and you have to put in a lot of work.
And I think the biggest thing, and I learned this lesson the hard way personally, but the biggest thing I would say is you definitely need to have a lawyer, a legal counsel on your team, because people will screw you over.
Yeah,
it's happened to me. About 2 years ago, I would say that I had, one of my companies, I had actually a pretty big team. One thing led to another, and it kind of fell apart, and I just kind of like, okay, you know what? This isn't working. One of the guys that was working with me, I thought he had the intention of working with me long term, but eventually, he kind of started his own thing that was basically doing the same thing I'm doing, competing with me. Had I had a real contract with the guy,
or
that probably wouldn't have happened.